Hello guys, welcome to the new video. In this video, I'm pretty much gonna talk about everything that is related to tanking. So there's this change with powerful assault, and it's just powerful assault was a pretty powerful set before, and they put a fucking cooldown on it after that. Now the cooldown is gone and it's back to its glory again. Now, what they said do, for those who don't know, powerful assault is when you cast the assault skill, which is a alliance war tree. For example, vigor. When you cast vigor, you buff your allies, giving them weapon and spell damage. I think 160 or 170, I'm not sure. Something around that. And it lasts for 15 seconds and it has no cooldown. So, this thing is a must in raids because it buffs the DPS a lot. It's just think of it like this: you are playing a DD and someone just gives you 160 or 170 whatever weapon damage or spell damage. Like it's a good buff. It's like upgrading your weapons purple to legendary. Think of it like that. So it really changes the damage output, and it is a must in trials. So but this thing comes in only medium armor, and you cannot combine it with Ebon because Zenimax fucked up again. When you if you are using Ebon with your armor, I'm sorry, with your weapon and shield, when you swap your weapons, the Ebon buff is gone. No one gets it. So it's bugged, and I do not think they will fix it anytime soon. So yeah, you can actually combine it with Ebon with powerful assault, but you will lose the monsters. I'm sorry, you will lose the monster set, which I don't recommend at all. So in order to get the benefit of the powerful assault, off tank must drop the Ebon and main tank should equip it. So I made a build around that. It's pretty standard, but there's something I'm doing. Maybe you know from the previous builds. I'm using a skill to increase my sustain. Like I have so much health now. I am insanely tanky. I have capped resist. It's just stupid strong. I don't know. The only disadvantage of running like this is you give up healing power. That's the only thing. But what I get instead of it is I can shield my allies much more efficiently. What I mean by that is my Ignis shield gives 8k shield to my allies, and I'm using something else as well to give them another shield. So thanks to the skills I'm using, thanks to the builds I have, I can give DDs more than 20k shield, and that's fucked up. So how do I do that? So I think you get my point in off tanking. We're gonna talk about monster sets as well. But first of all, I need to I think I need to talk about the build I made. So let's take a look. I have 41.6k health. This is a dark elf, by the way, no health bonus. 15.3k magicka and 18k stamina. Now you're probably think you cannot sustain 18k stamina. That's totally wrong. I don't even use resource potions. So what I do is I use spell symmetry, this skill right here, and it just uh, it's just too strong. It gives me insane amount of magicka, and my Ignis shield gives them nearly 8k, 7.9k shield to my allies. 6% gets this shield, including me. So 8k shield is not that bad. It's actually really good, and I can tell you like this: I spam it all the time. Like what I do 80% of the time is spamming Ignis shield. Because I never run out of magicka. I don't have insane amount of magicka recovery, but I just have unlimited magicka and stamina because I'm spamming the fuck out of Ignis shield. I never run out of stamina, I never run out of magicka, and I'm tanky as fuck because my shields are strong, my health is insane. I just do not die. And I never run out of anything. So, okay, let's just jump into it. I have 64 health. I'm a dark elf, but if you're a min-maxer, you should go Imperial. Imperial is simply the best race for tanking. You can go North as well to be a bit more tanky, but I will link something in the description, and it's about the damage mitigation. You'll see that Nord is not giving you that much actually. That 6% is not 6%. Actually, it's much lower than that. So getting maximum resource pools is something that you want. So that this is the main reason Imperial is better for tanking. It's just but I don't want to because I just like dark elves, and I'm a vampire, so I get some fire resistance as well. It's not much, but Imperial is the best if you're gonna start a character that is going to be a tank. Use Imperial. Doesn't matter if you're a magicka tank or a stamina tank. Doesn't matter if you're gonna use this build or some another build. It doesn't matter at all. If you are starting a new character, go with Imperial. You will not regret it, believe me. So I have all points into health. Again, 15k magicka, 41k health, 18k stamina, 750 magicka recovery. This is not buffed. I have 28.4 spell resistance and 25k physical resistance, and these are unbuffed. My weapon damage 1500, 25% weapon critical, whatever. I'm a stage 4 vampire. I'm using the Lord Mundus to increase my health even more because my shields are scaled off my health, and I don't need Atonak, I don't need Tower. I don't have any sustain issues, so I went with full health. And I'm using Alkosh and Ebon with 3-stat food. 3-stat food is this, by the way. Before jumping to anything else, I want to talk about the potions. So for example, I will upload a video after this. I think it should be up tomorrow. After the day you watch this. This thing is just too powerful, okay? This thing gives you a shit ton of healing and insane amount of healing taken. This potion is so strong. You can see it in the forums. Just go to forums and people are crying about major vitality. Please remove it from the game, they are saying. It's that strong. And imagine this as a tank. You are in a trial where there are 2 healers and the off tank that is spamming vigor. Imagine the healing you take. You will never die. I'm serious, you will never die. If you die, that's because you missed a mechanic or no one is healing. That can be the only reason you die. Even if no one is healing, you can still be you can still take hits for a long time, believe me. Because of the shields. Our shields are too strong. Like, my Ignis shield gives me nearly 16k shield. That's fucked up. And I can spam this all the time. It doesn't matter. But as you say, I said I'm not using these, but sometimes. So these are a bit expensive, and I don't want to spend my money on something I don't need. So, what I do is, I instead of using these, when I'm like 60% or whatever stamina, I just pop one of these. That's all. And the reason I'm doing that is not because I don't want to use Ignition, not because I don't want to spend my Magica. That's because I don't want to spend my health for that. If I have this waiting here, I just use it because it's cheap. It's cheaper than water, literally. Like, really, it's really cheap. So yeah, if you have it, your stamina is low and you don't want to spend your health for Magica and then restore it to stamina, you just pop one of these. And I always have 3 stats under my hand. After starting using spell symmetry, I have never touched one of these. Never. But I still keep it under my hand. It's just for safety. As a tank, your main priority is to be safe. So keep this under your hand all the time. But for intense fights, I use this. So yeah. Let's go to gear. Okay, as you see, I'm using Ebon. I'm using Bloodspawn as well. Now, I'm using all of my enchants are health now. Because health boosts my sustain as well. You'll understand when we go to the skills. And maximum health gives my team more support because the shield I give them with Ignis Shield scales with my health. So more health I have, more shield I give to my allies. That's the thing, and I don't need any sustain anymore. So I just went with full health. This is infused. So these are reinforced. Okay. The reason I get them is I will explain when we go to the CP. You can go infused on big pieces and sturdy on small pieces, but there's a reason that I go with reinforced, and you will see why. If you want even more support, you should go full infused. It will not boost your shields by insane amount, but it will boost. So yeah. I'm trying to get reinforced again, but it just doesn't matter that much. It's okay. And so these are heavy, and this is sturdy, this is infused. As I said, I'm trying to get reinforced. So what does Bloodspawn do? When you take damage, you have 6% chance to generate 15 ultimate and increase your physical and spell resistance by 6k. Whatever. The resistance buff is something I don't care about at all. So there are some discussions going around about which monster set to use. So the main reason main tanks are using Bloodspawn is not because of the sustain it gives. It's not because of the resist values it gives. It's because of the ultimate. The ultimate it gives is the... Okay, let me tell you like this. Bloodspawn is the only thing that increases your group's DPS. This set is the only thing you can increase your allies' DPS. There is no other monster set that increases their DPS directly. There's nothing like that. But this increases their DPS indirectly, and I must admit, Bloodspawn rarely procs. If you want to be safe, go with something else. I'm really serious. Bloodspawn rarely procs, and maybe I am unlucky. I don't know. In a really long fight, like 4 or 5 minutes fight, this thing procs enough to only give one Warhorn. And this is the reason Bloodspawn is the only set that increases the group DPS. You get one more Warhorn to use. This is the main reason. Let's say it procced 20 times. It is a really slight chance. Really slight. So it just gives you one more Warhorn. That's all, nothing else. So there are some sets that you can consider. Like, people will bash me for this, but if you are new to tanking, like really new, go Engine Guardian. I'm serious. The last thing you want to do is running out of stamina and fucking up. That is the last thing you want to do. You can go Lord Warden. You can go, let's say, I don't know, that Sentinel of Rukugams, whatever that is. You can go with that. You can go Mighty Chudan. I do not care. But the sets I mentioned and the other sets that are monster set, they do not increase your group's DPS. Bloodspawn is the only thing, and I hope they will introduce some shit and or just buff the Bloodspawn's proc rate. I only wish this. It's just this is just the best set to choose. Okay, whatever. The second set I'm running is Ebon. So about Ebon, I talked why I'm using Ebon. As soon as Zenimax fixes the Ebon bug with weapons, I will pass Ebon to off tank and I will go back to using Torquespect. Because that's just more DPS. Like Torquespect gives more DPS. That's something I saw. I experimented. It's just, I don't know. Whatever. Ebon gives 1 health, healing taken, and maximum health for the group. So as you see, I have 7 heavy. So you may think like, but you lose sustain. Again, I'm saying I'm not having any sustain issues. So actually this build, if you are using spell symmetry, it doesn't matter what build you use, you can tank with 10k stamina. I'm really serious about this. You can tank with 10k stamina. It's just whatever. So if you are using Ebon, make sure that it's legendary, because making it legendary buffs the 5-piece as well. It just increases the health that it gives to your group. It's not that much, but it's still something. You want to use Ebon with full potential. So yeah, everything is health enchanted again. So the second set I'm using is Alkosh, obviously. These are robust. They don't come in healthy, so the best enchant you can get is Shield Play. Just enchant all of them with Shield Play, and your shield is health, again reinforced. I'm not sure which one gives better, Nirnhorn or whatever, but there are no Nirnhorn Alkosh shields, so yeah. And defending one-handed Alkosh weapon. And on my off bar, I'm trying to get reinforced here as well and defending here. Both are enchanted with Crusher enchant, reducing the spell and physical resistance for 5 seconds. And there's this thing, people don't know much about this. There are still some confusion about this. Enchants have 6-second cooldown, okay? So if you are running infused weapons, you can keep Crusher enchant with more uptime, because even if you proc this enchant perfectly, you will still have 1 second gap in there, because enchants have 6-second cooldown and this thing lasts for 5 seconds. So with infused weapon you can break the armor more and keep it up with more uptime. But I just go defending because this is a really tanky build and I want it to be really tanky. You can just tank everything with this. Seriously, you can tank everything with this, including the warrior. Especially the warrior. Warrior can't do shit to you. Anyways, yeah, try to get reinforced shield and defending weapon. If you don't have Alkosh, because Alkosh is hard to get, unlike Ebon and Bloodspawn, if you don't have Alkosh, you should go, I think, you should go Dragon set on jewelry and back bar, and endurance on your front bar. So I think this is the most I think this is the best way you can run like that. You may have really low stamina, but I think you should try it with low stamina, because I know it can be done with low stamina, I am sure. And your weapons, if you have problems with it, problems with running low stamina, you can replace your endurance items with agility. That's one choice as well. And I don't know, if you want really high health, if you don't care about ultimate usage, you can run 3 Fasala here with 2 endurance or 2 agility, whatever you want to do. But Ebon and Bloodspawn are really easy to get. They're just they are really easy. I bought those, to be honest, and I farmed the belt from the Crypto Farts 1 with my DD, with my another character in normal mode. I soloed it a few times and I got this. So yeah, you can get Ebon like this, and you should do Spindle Clutch 2 veteran mode in hard mode to get the helm for 100% chance. Yeah. So my buffed stats are 33.7. So this is a bit over the cap, because cap is 33.1. And why do I do this? I could just drop my reinforced and go with something else. But I don't do that because there's a reason that, especially in VMOL, some mobs are breaking your armor. For example, the one-hand shield dudes doing pierce armor to you. That's like minus 5k resist. So, as I said, I don't have any sustain issues. You can go with infused on all of your gear. It's not gonna be that bad. It can be really good, actually. But I just chose reinforce, and you will see why in CP. Okay, these are the gear. I give you alternatives. I don't give alternatives for Bloodspawn and Ebon because they're really easy to get. It will take you like, it won't take you more than 1 day. really. Just go grind with your friends and they give you the items. And I bought 4 of these items from guild stores and farmed this one. Uh, I had those before, so yeah. Um, I give you alternatives for weapon set as well, but I will not give any alternative for Ebon because it's really easy to get. Whatever. So let's go to skills. First skill I'm using is Ransack. So again, one more confusion with Pierce Armor. People say that it removes the elemental drain if you use Pierce Armor. It does, but not in a way like you think. So imagine you are playing a healer, okay? You put elemental drain on the enemy and your buff tracker will show it, right? But if the tank is using pierce armor, uh, your elemental drain buff tracker will be gone. Because that the buff tracker doesn't the buff tracker shows elemental drain as a one buff, okay? It doesn't track the magica return, especially it tracks the major breach. So what it does is when tank applies pierce armor, it just the buff tracker feels like senses it like your buff is gone and a new buff applied. So it shows the healer like this, but people who attack the target will still get magica back. So that's the thing. I'm trying to get it to somewhere. There is always an elemental drain on the enemy. Always. It should be up 100% uptime. And in order to do that more efficiently, I'm just using Ransack to get minor resolve. And I think making healer track the elemental drain easier is more important than applying something that is already there. And it really doesn't matter. I'm just saying this. It really doesn't matter. You can just fucking use this without morphing. It doesn't matter at all because minor resolve is not something you really want. What I mean by that is, if it's not there, you can be good. It doesn't matter really. Pierce armor, you don't give major breach. It's good because it's already there. So you can use your taunt without even morphing it. But it's your call. I really just decide this for yourself. I'm using Ransack so my healers can keep track of elemental drain more easily. That's all. It really doesn't matter. Second skill I'm using is Heroic Slash. This is a must. If you're a Magica tank, if you're a Stamina tank, I don't care, use it. It debuffs the bosses with minor maim as well. So there's another discussion right here. Minor maim does apply to bosses. So there are people that think when I use this on, they say when I use this on the boss, it says target is immune. They think the boss doesn't get the minor maim. It shows you a message right here. Target is immune. The reason for that is Heroic Slash does a movement speed debuff as well, and you cannot reduce the movement speed of bosses. That is the main reason that you get this target is immune message right here at top right corner. But you can debuff them with minor maim, which will protect you and your allies, because it's just I'm sorry, it's just protecting your allies as well, because boss does damage to your allies too. So it's just, it is a must to use. It is a really must, and it grants you ultimate as well. Minor heroism is something that is rare. You don't get that from lots of places. Minor Heroism is a must for tank to use, and Minor Maim is a must debuff to be keep on the boss. Just refresh this every 9 seconds, and it costs a bit of stamina, but with this build you don't need to worry about stamina at all. The third skill we are using is Ignis Shield, and this is something that I spam even if I have 100% stamina, and that happens a lot of times. The reason is because that I have lots of health. The shield I give to my friends is really big, like as you see, nearly 8k, 7.9, and the shield I give to myself is even bigger. I think 15.8. Yeah, exactly. It's just really strong with high health builds. But there's some use for that also. It gives your allies 5% weapon damage, which is minor brutality. Stamina decays do not get this buff. If there's no Magicka decay in the group, you will never get this buff. So only a decay can give this buff, and it's just something that is necessary if there's a stamina DD in the group. And the second thing is it gives you ultimate. Every 6 seconds it gives you 3 ultimate. So you can think of it like this, 0.5 ultimate each second. And the other thing is, this is just really useful. Helping Hands, it restores you 5% stamina. So let's just spend stamina. Okay, 37%, and I'm blocking, so I'm not regening anything. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, when I use this, it gives me 5% stamina, okay? Okay, I can still, I can continue as long as I get heals. And I get heals all the time. Like, imagine the sustain you can have with this. I was blocking all the time, and all the stamina I get from is from Ignis Shield. That is 5%. So I have infinite Magicka and infinite stamina thanks to spell symmetry. And yeah, I think you get my point. There's just no possible way of running out of stamina with this build. There's just no possible way. Yeah, the fourth skill I'm using is from Mage's Guild, fourth skill, spell symmetry. So it damages you by 9k and restores you 5k Magicka. Okay, so and there's this thing. It reduces the cost of your Magicka cost of your next skill. So what you can do with this is, if you are getting shit ton of healing, okay, the healer is more on the healing side. I mean, what I mean by that is, if healer is truly concentrated or is only on healing, you can do this. Let me just spend my stamina so you can see it clearly. So what I do is Ignis Shield, spell symmetry, Ignis Shield, spell symmetry, Ignis Shield, spell symmetry. It's just like, you can do 2 Ignis Shield, 1 spell symmetry, it will full your Magicka again. Like, you can just do this all the time. And I am doing this most of the time, like 80% of the time, because there are 2 healers in the group and the off tank that is spamming Vigor. So there are insane amount of healing on me already. And because of this potion, the healing I get is just insane. I just like, I think you get my point. You want the Despacito. You really want this, and this one, it will give you maximum magical recovery 2%. It's not much, but still, get everything you can. Fifth skill I'm using is Absorb Magic. This is a must. Choosing the other morph is a huge mistake. I said this million times. Please don't use the other morph. The reason is, while fighting Rakat, Absorb Magic is the easiest way of surviving the Gatling gun. And Gatling gun, if you reflect it at the boss gets shit ton of healing. You do not want to reflect it. You need to absorb it and take the hit. So reducing the damage of that hit is easily done by Absorb Magic. Like, look at the shield it gives to me. 25k. And it heals me for, let's say, 20% of my maximum health. That's a lot. Okay? That is a lot. That is insta 8k healing right there. Okay? And I think it can crit, so it will be a lot more. So yeah. And it reduces the block cost by 8% and reduces the damage we get while blocking by 8%. Again, this is not totally 8%. It's being reduced by the diminishing returns. Go check out the link I posted in the description. Read everything there, and you'll be enlightened, believe me. The ultimate I'm using is from support tree barrier. What I'm using is I do not use it at all. Never use it. I just keep this here for 10% magical recovery. That's all. Because there are times that, for example, you take the two-hander away from group, let's say, and you are alone there. You don't get special healings. Healers are only healing you when your health is low. So you need to be able to sustain yourself when that happens. So you need to get everything you can get. But this is not something that is really efficient. For example, my magical recovery is 700. So this thing gives me like, what, 65, 70, something like that. So it's not something that is insane amount of help. But if you don't want to use this, if you want to be more careful, you can always use Magma Shell. It is just, it makes you immortal and really good. If you are having some sustain problems, if you are not sure what is going on, like if the boss doesn't hit hard, but there are lots of shit that you hold, one-hand shield is a really good choice for that. You just pop this and watch everything hit you and do nothing. You can use that. Let's see. You can put aggressive horn on your front bar. But is it necessary? I don't think so. You can do whatever you want. I keep barrier. It doesn't matter at all, as I said. I didn't even morph it, as you see. I never use it. On my back bar, I have Elude, which is the medium armor active skill. It just gives you a major evasion, increasing your dodge chance by 20%, and it lasts 23 seconds. I get questions like this. I'm running a Magica tank. Will I be able to sustain Elude? Okay. It doesn't matter at all. You are a DK tank, okay? People watching this are, I think you're all playing DK tank. Imagine the sustain you can get from everything. You're getting stamina from everywhere. For fuck's sake, really everywhere. Not being able to cast this every 20 seconds is something. I am really sorry for saying this, but if you cannot cast this every 20 seconds, shame on you, man. Learn to play, for fuck's sake. 20-second buff. Like, it costs nearly 4k stamina. That's a lot. I don't deny that. But if you cannot sustain 4k stamina every 20 seconds, there's something wrong you're doing. It's just really easy to sustain stamina with a DK. And if you are a sorcerer or nightblade, it's even easier. I tanked with sorcerer and nightblade before. I know how fucked up their sustain is. Like, I don't care what you do. I really don't care. Use elude, okay? I don't care how you get the major evasion. Get it? Because if you uh, like check out the link in the description and you will see that most of the damage mitigation bonuses are affected by diminished returns, but this thing doesn't. This thing is just too powerful, okay? It will make every one of each 5 attacks miss you. Imagine a solid 20% damage mitigation. Think of it like that, and it doesn't get reduced by the diminishing returns. It's just too powerful, and you must keep it up 100% uptime. And as a DK tank, it's just too good to not use. It's just really easy to keep up, and yeah, whatever. Okay, this is my flex spot. Where the fuck? Okay. So I used Bone Shield for a while, because there was a bug that was letting you use the Bone Shield synergy by yourself, and the thing I figured was it was only working on level 1, and after I leveled it up, it doesn't work anymore. So don't depend on that, okay? Most people don't know this bug yet, but I hope ZeniMax fixes it, so people don't get false hopes. Like, it was giving a free Alkosh proc, so it was a bit fucked up. And I still use it, because it really depends though. For example, if the off tank is really near me, I use it to give off tank a synergy, and the synergy is really good actually. It gives nearby allies 74% of their health. Like, I think it gets even more as it level up, and I will morph it to Bone Surge, which will give them minor vitality as well, increasing their healing reset by 8%. It's a really good thing. For example, there are fights that off tank is away from me, like second boss. At those times, I use Vigor to heal the team. Like, you can use Purge, but I must say it costs a lot of magicka. You must be aware of that. It's a good skill, but our healers are running it already, so but you can use it. It doesn't matter. Purge is you must take the efficient purge, by the way, for reduced cost. Let's see. Speed buff is also a good choice. It costs shit ton of stamina, but as I said, you'll never be running out of stamina with this build. Actually, I was using this before I discovered Bone Shield, because it was letting everyone to reach the cure, reach the cure platforms in the first boss. It was really benefiting them and myself, but Bone Shield is just means more uptime on Onkosh, so yeah, whatever. The third skill I'm using is from Undaunted, Inner Fire. I don't even morph it. It's just a range taunt. You can morph it for more Alkosh uptime, but I think the people, like, it gives it, there's a chance that you can activate it. Okay, Radiate synergy is there's a really slight chance, 35%, and range taunt is not something we do all the time. Like, you don't have to morph it. It's just a range taunt. Most of the time I don't even use it. It's just there for range taunts, nothing else. Fourth skill I'm using is Sanguine Altar. This can be used by off tank, and let me just tell you what it does. You put this shit down, okay? 1.5 seconds. There's a cast time on it, so be careful about that. It costs about 4k Magicka, which is not a problem at all. And the main reason I'm using this is giving the off tank a proc for Alkosh. That is the thing. You put this shit down, and all of the DDs are healing themselves as they deal damage. And there's a synergy for off tank to use to proc Alkosh. That is one more synergy, and that means more uptime on Alkosh. And include this just results in more DPS. This thing is, I think, really good. Like, imagine the overall healing this thing does, okay? When you think of it like that, it's actually really good. It's not a burst heal. The heals it does is really low, actually, but it is there for 46 seconds. Think of it like that. Imagine putting this down in mage fights at the execute phase. I put this down in every fucking platform while fighting Rakat. It's just really good. It's a proc for Alkosh proc, and it's also a huge heal, actually. It's really a good skill, and I think it should be used by main tank or off tank, doesn't matter, just use it. The fifth skill I'm using is Hardened Armor. It just gives me the physical and spell resistance buffs, and it gives me a bit of shield as well, because I have a shit ton of health now. 5k shield is not that much, but, and it lasts really short, but it's still good. And also it gives us Burning Heart passive, increases healing resist by 12%. So what it does is, for example, if the off tank is running Mystic Guard on you, you get 8% from there, okay? If you have this active, you get 12% from here, and these are additive, by the way. Healing taken is additive. That means 20%, okay? Using this shit makes you take 50%, 50 fucking percent more healing. Imagine that. That's fucked up, okay? So the healing you get is just insane. And the ultimate I use is obviously Warhorn. So yeah. I don't think I should explain why this is just the best buff you can give to your team. Yeah. These were the skills. Let's go to CP. Okay, I have 8 Warlord, 32 Magician, and 75 Arcanist. Now, the reason I gave Arcanist is this. If I had... if I didn't care about gathering time, because I do, I would go 30 Arcanist for the Synergizer passive, which gives you 2 ultimates every time you use a synergy, and 100 Warlord, rest of time Magician. You don't need any Shadow Ward here. Actually, to be honest, you don't need anything from green. only the synergizer, nothing else. These are just useless shit. Let's see. As I said, if you don't care about this, 30%. I'm sorry, 30 points into Arcanist, 100 Warlord, the rest of time Magician. This is the best sustain you will get with that setup. 100 Blast, obviously for the Vigor heals and Absorb Magic. And if you are using other morph of Mystic Orb, you can that increase your healing as well. I think that it buffs your Battle Roar healing as well. I'm not sure. The rest of it is Precise Strikes to buff your Vigors. So yeah. Okay, I have 100 Elemental Defender for Vimol, and I don't think there's anything else that wants you to have Elemental Defender, because, for example, in AA, the thing that you care about is Axes and they do physical damage. In Sanctum, there is, like, I think all of them. I think the only damage you get from there is the Magica Bomb, and that's something that doesn't hit hard at all if you know what you're doing, if you know the mechanic, I mean. And Helra is just, I think the only thing that deals, other than poison, disease, and physical, is the fire damage in there. That is from whatever, you get my point. You don't need any elemental defender in there. So I'm running mostly Vimol, so 100 elemental defender. You must change it though, all the time, according to what you are doing. You don't need any thick skinned, and the rest of my shit goes to Bastion. I was running with quick recovery, but having this much health just made me think, what happened. Like, I have already shit ton of healing received. Okay, I don't need anymore. This thing just buffs the support I give to the team, and as I said, I don't need any more healing taken, so just Bastion. I didn't see anything else that benefits the group even more. So yeah, I think that's all for CP. I was talking about the reinforced traits. The reason I'm running reinforced is, for example, in Vimol, I was running 100 elemental defender and rest of them into spell shield until I get to the cap. Okay, but doing that made me put less points into Bastion, and I just went reinforced. I don't need any sturdy or anything, so using Bastion instead of infused gear buffs the shields more. That's what I learned. So if you want to be at cap and buff your shield at the same time, the best way to do it is this. Bastion gives me 22.7% shield effectiveness. Other than that, if I use infused on my gear to get more health, and want to be at the cap, I need to spend some points into spell shield. So that wouldn't work. You can do like this. You can use infused gear and Bastion. That will buff your shields even more. I think it will be a bit more than 8k. So that is not a huge thing. Using reinforced to get to the cap is not a huge thing also, but still, there's something. You want to get the least damage as a tank. Yeah, these are the CP. I explained the reinforced thingy. So yeah, I think that's all. About off tanking, I need to say that Powerful Assault needs to be used. There's no other choice, okay? Powerful Assault is just too good to not be used. If there are lots of stamina DDs in the group, you better use Thunder Flame instead of Alkosh. And like, if there are more Magicka DDs, I think Alkosh is better. Or you can use Dragon Set for more ultimate usage. You can use Werewolf Set for more ultimate regeneration. I don't know, do whatever you want to do. Because Alkosh is not easy to get for most players. So the things I recommend changes according to the group. If there are shit ton of stamina DDs, go Thunder Flame. If there are lots of Magicka DDs, or whatever, if you want to give more Warhorns, you can go Dragon on Dragon. Dragon gives faster Warhorn than Werewolf. I tested it and Dragon is much faster. And yeah, I think that is all now. Yeah, about off-tank monster set. Okay, this is something. There's a discussion about this as well. I'm an off-tank. What should I use? I will tell you the best thing. Best thing is Lord Warden, obviously. But if you want to get more heals, you can use the Bogdan set, Bogdan the Night Flame. Because imagine the healing you are doing. You are spamming Vigors to 12 people. It will proc. Believe me, it will proc. And it does shit ton of healing, and it is AoE. But the Lord Warden gives less damage taken to the group. And it's about 5%, I think. 3k resist should be about 5%. So yeah. And there's another set, Sentinel of Rukugams, whatever. It procs when you heal. It has a 15-second cooldown and it lasts for 8 seconds. What it does is it restores health and stamina to everyone who is standing in the AoE. And the AoE is small, and as you know, most DDs are Magicka now. Stamina had a nice time in trials. They are still really strong. I'm not saying anything against that. They are still really strong. They put shit ton of damage again. But Magicka buffed insanely. The monster set Magicka users have are just stupidly strong. You will see more Magicka than stamina now, especially Magicka sorcerers and Magicka DKs. You will not see lots of Nightblade. Whatever, we're not talking DD. My point is there will be lots of Magicka DDs than stamina. For example, I ran Vimol today and there was only one stamina. Like, most of the groups run like this. So Sentinel of Rukugams is not something that you need to use. And also because stamina users can sustain themselves really easily. Because the stamina cost of skills are much lower than Magicka costs, and like throw down one shard and it's over. Like 25% stamina restore. Like, that's fucked up. Yeah, I think you get my point. I think the best choice is Lord Warden, and the second best choice might be Bogdan. I don't know, really don't know. And Bloodspawn is a choice as well for ultimate regeneration. But I support the side. I support using Lord Warden instead. Yeah. Powerful Assault, Alkosh, whatever, as off tank. I think that's all. I think I talked about everything. Um, yeah, just leave a comment or message me in game. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help. Uh, uh, like you can ask me anything about tanking. If you are stuck at a boss and you don't know the mechanics of the boss, you can ask me in game. I'm serious about this. Just I'm happy to help to whoever I can. Um, I hope you enjoy this video. I know it's a bit long, but a bit long. It's more than 1 hour. Fuck's sake. Okay. I'm sorry for the long video. I hope this build will work for you and you have fun with it. I will see you soon with a Vmol video. I guess I'm not sure. Um, yeah, you will. Okay. Take care. See you later.